She just wanted to belong, but the price of fitting in was her life. This is the heartbreaking story of Koi, a brilliant scholarship girl who strayed from the path her mother warned her about. Stay with us, as we unveil the chilling truth behind the glitter and glam of Street Jorgas. Koi watched quietly from the hostel window as three girls, Sandra, Jennifer, and Mona Lisa, stepped out of different luxury cars. Each was kissed on the forehead and hugged by well-dressed men before they jumped over the school fence and headed straight into the hostel. It was a Saturday morning, salon day, but no one could get their hair done until the three queens were served. They paid extra for priority service. The rest of the school waited their turn. Koi and her best friend Inky, both scholarship students, couldn't afford the school salon. Their families barely managed to send them pocket money. So, as usual, they sat in the hostel, weaving simple braids for each other. While they braided, laughter rang from across the room. Ugly monkeys, Mona Lisa sneered. They don't know beauty is money. One day, Mona Lisa approached Koi in class. You study a lot, she said, with a smirk. There's a party next week. Come with us, and you'll become one of us. Koi hesitated. A party? Mona Lisa rolled her eyes. Are you the only girl in Street Jorgas who doesn't know we party every Saturday? Rules don't apply to us. Our parents are the rules. Koi admired them, their beauty, power, and boldness. That night, Mona Lisa sent grilled catfish and a smoothie to her hostel corner. Koi savored it, thinking, so this is what luxury tastes like. From then on, Koi changed. She started going to the salon. She wore perfume and lip gloss, and her posture changed. The girls taught her how to talk smoothly, catwalk, and carry herself to impress men. You need to learn this, Mona Lisa said. The impression you give determines the money and gifts you get. Saturday night came. A flashy car pulled up by the fence. Inside was Mr. Ken, tall, charming, and wealthy looking. The girls giggled as they kissed their boyfriends and poured drinks. Koi stood awkwardly, remembering her mother's words, avoid boys. Focus on your studies. Don't throw away your future. But the iPhone, the attention, and Mr. Ken's compliments made her feel seen, wanted. Every Saturday, the girls snuck out. Koi now had a boyfriend, Mr. Ken. He called her Angel, bought her things, and promised to marry her after school. Her grades plummeted. She was always tired, dizzy, and soon missed her period. Koi used the abortion pills her friends gave her, but this time it didn't work. I'm pregnant, she whispered. Her friends were furious. Why are your own issues always different? They abandoned her. Ken stopped picking her calls. Desperate, Koi went to his house, only to meet a woman at the gate. Who are you looking for? The woman asked. Mr. Ken. I'm his girlfriend. The woman laughed. He's my husband. He's our driver. You're the third girl this week claiming to be pregnant for him. Koi collapsed in tears. Back at school, Koi begged Mona Lisa to help her. Reluctantly, they visited a quack doctor for an unsafe abortion. Her pregnancy was over 4 months old. This is risky, the man warned, but they insisted. Before dawn, Koi was bleeding heavily. As she tried to sneak back into the hostel, she collapsed by the gate. Students screamed. Authorities rushed her to the hospital. Doctors tried to save her, but it was too late. Koi died on the operating table. The sterile lights above flickered slightly as the machines around her finally fell silent. Nurses exchanged grim glances, and the lead surgeon muttered something under his breath before pulling off his gloves with a snap. Outside the operating room, the hallway felt frozen in time. A single red bulb above the door glowed, warning others away, but behind it stood a figure, small, silent, trembling. It was Miriam, Koi's younger sister. She had run all the way from school, barefoot, her backpack still slung over one shoulder. She pressed her hand to the glass, as if somehow, through sheer will, she could reverse whatever had just happened behind that sealed door. Her fingers curled into a fist. I told her not to go, she whispered. I begged her not to leave that night. In the waiting room, their mother, Adeola, sat with her head in her hands. Her phone buzzed endlessly, friends, family, a pastor, but none of the calls made sense anymore. The world had gone dim. Her first daughter, her fire, was gone. Or so they thought. Back in the OR, as the staff began to clean up, the overhead monitors blinked once, then again. A thin, high-pitched tone pierced the room, making one of the nurses stop in her tracks. Doctor, she called out, voice tight with disbelief, you need to see this. The surgeon, halfway through filling out a death report, looked up sharply. The monitor now showed a faint heartbeat. Koi's fingers twitched. And somewhere deep in her chest, her spirit, displaced, frightened, hovering, felt a pull. A tug like her mother's voice calling her name from across the ocean. She wasn't gone. Not yet. But what had followed her back wasn't human. The room plunged into chaos. "Get the paddles," the surgeon barked, tossing aside the clipboard. "We've got cardiac activity." The nurse scrambled, heart hammering, as she prepped the defibrillator. Koi's body jerked once, twice, then fell still again, but the monitor held steady, a heartbeat, fragile but present. The surgeon stared, stunned. She was gone. I signed the time, but he didn't finish, because Koi's eyes snapped open. Not wide, not panicked, just slightly. Enough to show slivers of black. Not the soft brown her mother had kissed every night. No, these were shadow-dark, depthless eyes that didn't blink. One of the nurses stumbled back. "Doctor, something's wrong." Koi sat up slowly, mechanically, her fingers flexing like a puppet learning its strings. The air grew colder. Where is she?" she said, but it didn't sound like her. The voice was low, hollow, echoing with something old. "Miss Koi, please lie down," the surgeon said, voice trembling. But Koi didn't listen. She looked around the room, sniffing the air, as if searching for someone. Outside, Miriam, still at the window, felt a strange shiver crawl up her spine. She pressed her face closer to the glass, just in time to see her sister swing her legs off the table, and smile. That smile wasn't right. Miriam screamed. Later that night, Koi was transferred to isolation. Doctors ran tests, but no one could explain her revival. She didn't speak again, not in words. She stared at walls, whispering in a language no one recognized. Machines malfunctioned when she entered a room. Lights flickered, shadows moved. One by one, the staff assigned to her began requesting transfers. Those who didn't, suffered nightmares and accidents. The hospital chapel burned to the ground without cause. Strange symbols appeared on the floor tiles around her bed. All the while, Koi just sat, silent, smiling. Miriam refused to leave her side. "No one else will protect her," she told their mother. "I don't care what she brought back. That's still my sister." And it was. Somewhere, buried deep beneath whatever darkness clung to her, Koi was fighting. Miriam saw it in flashes, tears that came from nowhere, the way her fingers clenched at the sound of their mother's voice, a single word mouthed when no one else was watching: "Help." So Miriam stayed. And one night, when the hospital was silent and the moon full, she brought a small object into Koi's room, a necklace Koi had given her, once, carved with a symbol from their grandmother's village. "I remember," Miriam whispered, tying it around Koi's neck. "You said it was protection." Koi blinked slowly, her lips parted. She screamed, long, agonizing, enough to shake the walls. Then, silence. Her body collapsed into Miriam's arms, heavy and warm. Her breath was steady. Her eyes, when they opened again, were brown. She wept. This story teaches young girls to calm down and focus on their studies. Listen to your mother's advice. As a young girl, avoid bad friends that tells you to throw away the good advice you have gotten from your parents. If by any means you fall short, do not hesitate to go back to your parents. It is better that your parents see you for a moment than getting solutions on your own that can take your life. If you love this story, please do well to give it a thumbs up, comment and kindly subscribe, as we load you with lots of amazing tales.